darkened embrace. Beneath the mournful, pallid sky, where shadows linger, soft and sly, I trace the path that love once paved, now haunted by the grave's cold wave. Her eyes, like pools of endless night, once sparkled with a tender light, now dimmed beneath a curtain's fall, a spectre's kiss, a silent call. I walked, a soul adrift and torn, beside her, where the roses mourned. Her touch, so sweet, so softly warm, became a storm, an endless storm. In her embrace I felt both dread and longing for the light once fled. For love, it seems, is ever bound to death, where shadows oft are found. She whispered in the evening's gloom, her breath a sigh, a fleeting bloom. But death, like raven, swift and sure, comes calling when the heart's impure. And yet, in all that bitter woe, her presence lingers, soft and slow. For in the silence still and deep, her voice is there, it makes me weep. Love and death so tightly spun, a dance of two, forever one. In her arms I felt the end, a place where dark and love transcend. For even when the body fails, her spirit's whisper fills the veil, and in the hollow of my chest I feel her close, forever blessed. A final kiss upon my brow, a love entwined with death's cold vow. For in this love, as shadows creep, we lie together, ever deep. And though the world may tear apart, she lingers still within my heart. A lament of broken souls. In shadows deep, where sorrow weeps, a love once bright now softly sleeps, its warmth now turned to frozen shade, by time's cruel hand and hearts betrayed. I sought her gaze, once filled with light, but now she fades beyond the night. Her voice, a haunting whisper lost, like winds that mourn the tempest's cost. Once tender, now it chills the air, a spectre's cry, a vacant prayer. Her touch, which once did stir the soul, now leaves behind a gaping hole. Each step we took, once joined, now stands a fractured path with broken strands. The quiet screams of what was dear echo in silence, sharp and clear. For love, once warm, has turned to frost, and in its wake all joy is lost. We were two souls, entwined and true, but in the end we never knew. That fleeting joy, that fleeting fire, would leave behind but cold desire. And in the stillness of the night, I feel her absence, stark and bright. For what is love when trust decays, when hearts, once full, are torn away? A ghostly wraith, a fleeting dream, now drowned beneath a moonlit stream. So here I stand, lost in despair, a love once cherished, now laid bare. The last plea. Beneath the shroud of twilight's grace, where shadows twist and softly chase, I cry unto the heavens wide, for love and death both turn the tide. Her face so pale, a silent plea, she stands apart, yet calls to me. Stay, she whispers, soft as air. But death, it moves, it waits, it stares. The storm of time, it rages on, as hearts, once bright, are slowly drawn into the depths of sorrow's well, where whispered grief and silence dwell. She trembles in my trembling arms, a fragile flame, once filled with charms, now flickers low, its light so faint, like a dying saint who cannot paint. Stay, she calls, and still I hear a distant echo, sharp and clear. Yet in her eyes I see the end, a love once pure, now needs to mend. Her touch, so cold against my chest, a fading warmth, a final rest. And though I beg, though I implore, the door to death is opened more. In that dark place she lingers near, a phantom lost, a lover's fear. Her beauty haunts, a fleeting dream, a shadow cast by moonlight's gleam. She stands at once so far, so near, a love entwined with death's own fear. Stay, I whisper back in vain, for in her gaze I feel the pain. Yet as the night devours the day, and time slips slowly into gray. I hold her close, though she must flee, for death and love are both to be. So stay, my love, just for a while, and let this hour stretch and beguile, before we part, before we go, into the dark, where none shall know.